new vehicles and equipment, new police posts, new laws to bolster crime-fighting efforts.
The Law Reform Fraudulent Transactions Act was passed in Parliament.
South Camp Rehabilitation Center renovated. Just some of the top achievements for the Ministry of National Security as the government acted on strategic priority number 3, improved security and safety. It's all part of the plan to ensure that citizens, visitors and business interests in Jamaica are operating within a safe environment. Having recorded a 7% reduction in major crimes in 2012, the government was determined to build on the foundation that was laid. Through a number of crime-fighting strategies, murder figures from January 1 to June 15, 2013 were 40% lower than the same period in 2010.
That has been achieved because of the very decisive move taken against gangs and organized crime by the security forces and the political executive.
And what it shows is that there is hope. We have made progress and we're going to continue. We're determined to continue to make progress.
Indeed, there was progress when compared to 2012. From January to November 23, 2013, the number of shootings and aggravated assaults reported to the police were reduced. The police also made over 25,000 arrests. Plus, there was an increase in the number of firearms and ammunition seized. And the Narcotics Police Division seized almost 400 kilograms of cocaine and close to 29,000 kilograms of cured marijuana. Even though 2013 ended with a slight increase in murders, the government and the security forces kept their eyes on the target. They pulled out all the stops to help maintain law and order throughout the country. Mission number 1.
Our goal at the ministry is to increase the size of our security forces in terms of the numbers.
And the government has started to put that plan into action. More than 1,300 persons joined the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF and the Island Special Constabulary Force in 2013. Improving the safety of Jamaicans also meant increasing the visibility of the police while ensuring they were operating in a comfortable environment. A state-of-the-art police station constructed by the Urban Development Corporation was opened in Falmouth, Trelawney. A police post was set up at the Charles Gordon Market in Montego Bay, and 4 mobile community security and dispute resolution centers were opened in Marchbank, St. Catherine. Fisherfolk and their customers at the Causeway Fishing Village also got a marine post valued at $200 million. And for the police stationed at the Norman Manley International Airport,
we understand that for an airport to be globally competitive, it needs not just to be safe and secure and difficult to traffic contraband through, but it also has to be an enjoyable experience for your clients, your customers, who are the passengers going through.
And so their station was expanded and renovated at a cost of $23 million. Police also needed sufficient resources to bolster crime-fighting efforts in 2013, and so they got new vehicles to add to their fleet.
We are ensuring that every police station is equipped with a computer and with connectivity so that our members can have access to the internet and to whatever is being published or sent down to them by way of strategic and tactical level communications.
On that occasion in April 2013, police officers got 16 computers and other equipment valued at $2.5 million, courtesy of the Universal Service Fund. Telecommunications firm Digicel also donated 50 kits of selected DNA tools valued at $1 million. The high-tech marking system uses a unique code that can be placed on items, and once identified under ultraviolet light, ownership can be determined. Closed-circuit television CCTV systems also formed part of the crime-fighting initiative. 19 cameras were strategically placed across Montego Bay to assist the Area 1 Police Division to carry out its operations.
It will provide useful evidence when it comes to a prosecution. It will provide the identity. It will help identify the perpetrators and overall contribute to a swifter conclusion of the case.
The Traffic Police Division also began to use the newly acquired handheld devices that will link them to the traffic ticketing database system and provide them with up-to-date information on motorists with outstanding tickets and warrants. As the government and the security forces continued efforts to improve the security and the safety of Jamaica, progress was made in ensuring that the authorities had appropriate legislation to get the job done. Topping the legislative agenda was the Law Reform Fraudulent Transactions Special Provisions Act to prosecute persons involved in the lottery scam. Up to September 2013, over 50 persons were arrested and charged under the act, which was passed in March.
Every day we get calls alluding to new ways of scamming, but as soon as we get them, we devise strategies to deal with them.
The Trafficking in Persons Act was also amended to stem the surge of human trafficking. Amendments included expanding the definition of exploitation to include debt bondage, which is a form of human trafficking. The Organized Crime Investigative Division OCID reported that between January and September, it rescued 24 victims of human trafficking and conducted 213 raids.
And these are conducted at places to include massage parlors, go-go clubs, and certain areas that Intel pointed us to as locations where these activities are operating.
Anti-gang legislation was tabled in Parliament, but a decision was taken to allow a Joint Select Committee of Parliament to review the bill.
This will be an important weapon in the prosecution of gang members who, under the protection of their criminal brands, have intimidated, terrorized, and murdered hundreds of Jamaicans.
Parliament also amended the Proceeds of Crime Act POCA in October to strengthen the country's anti-money laundering framework and help combat the financing of terrorism. The amendment places a $1 million limit on cash transactions with financial institutions and facilitates the addition of an oversight regime for non-financial businesses and professions.
This amendment is, in our view, a fundamental aspect of not only tracing the proceeds of crime on a POCA, but also creating the necessary paper trail to assist the tax authorities in collecting the critical revenues necessary for Jamaica to meet its development objectives.
The DNA evidence bill, which is in the final stages of review by various stakeholders, will allow the authorities to take DNA samples from persons arrested for specified offences. Cabinet, meanwhile, approved the Maritime Drug Trafficking Suppression Act to waive Jamaica's jurisdiction over nationals caught outside of the island's territorial waters. Securing Jamaica also meant proper rehabilitation for inmates through the Correctional Services Department. With Lieutenant Colonel Sean Prendergast demitting office, Javine Bent took over as Commissioner of Corrections in June 2013. Under their leadership, 195 correctional officers joined the Department of Correctional Services. The South Camp Rehabilitation Center was also renovated to accommodate female adult and juvenile inmates in separate areas.
So there won't even be visual connection between the two.
Since all hands are needed on deck to ensure a safer Jamaica, the National Security Ministry signed a Memorandum of Understanding with 18 government agencies to share information for the Jamaica Crime Observatory, a web-based crime and violence statistics data bank. And as part of social intervention measures, the Citizen Security and Justice Program CSJP and the JDF teamed up to offer on-the-job training to over 400 youngsters. The National Security Ministry also launched an initiative called Unite for Change, which seeks to rekindle hope in the society and mobilize law-abiding citizens and organizations to work together as a united front against crime. Ensuring a safe Jamaica also involves implementing safety measures for licensed firearm holders. In April, the Firearm Licensing Authority introduced a new high-security identification card to improve accountability and efficiency.
The good citizens of Jamaica are relying on you to serve, protect, and reassure them of their safety and security. We cannot let them down.
So the government and the security forces were on a mission in 2013 to create a safer Jamaica for all. While they do their job, we need to play our part by reporting crimes or even suspicious activities. Let's all work together and achieve strategic priority number 3, improved security and safety.